So good morning, everybody. Can you hear me? Yes. Very good. So how are you doing at such an early time? Good. Okay. So first of all, I would like to say thank you to Beata for this very nice introduction and also to making this even possible. So thank you, Beata. And then my name is Berecz, and I'm going to talk about the importance of land and why should it matter to you. So let me start with a very short question. What do you think, why land is important? Actually, Beata already said something, so any idea? Yes?
I guess it's a place where we can live, but also where schools and other buildings exist.
Very good. Yes?
We need to grow food.
Very good. Okay. Also, first of all, then I also wrote some very simple ideas. So we all have garden and we are growing in the garden plants and trees, right? And also trees and plants are making oxygen. So it's also depending on land, right? You mentioned food, so you were very right. And it's not all land put food not only on our plate, but it also feeds our animals, right? So even more meals are up on our plate. Any other idea, meanwhile? Okay, then. Yeah, sorry.
It's home to a wide variety of animals, such as rainbirds.
Very good, you are very right. And what about water? What about water? What do you think, now that you mentioned? It also filters and cleans water, right? And it brings potable water into our tap. And also you mentioned houses, we build our houses on land, we produce energy on land, and so on and so on. So to speak, land is indeed a source of marvelous things. And not only marvelous things, but basic elements for humans to survive. Before we mentioned oxygen, water, and food, right? These are the three basic elements for humans to survive. I have another question for you. What do you think, how long can humans survive without those three basic elements? Let's start with oxygen. Any guess? No, I will ask him. But a minute? Any other guess? Yeah? 8 minutes, you are closer. Okay, I will say the answer. It's on average 6 minutes. Okay, and now without water? You behind again? 2 weeks.
2 days.
2 days. Very good. Okay, I want you behind. Yeah? Sorry again? And you are right. It's on average 6-7 days. Yes. And now without food, it's the last question. You? 2 weeks. Okay, any other guess? Yeah. 6 weeks. 60 days, I would say. But very good try. Okay, so all of these elements are based on land. The common denominator is a healthy, productive, and sustainable land. So we don't have to be smart to know that if there is no land, then there is no life and there is no you and me. Yet we humans, in order to maintain our comfortable life, we completely provoke and trigger the degradation of land. By cutting out trees, for example, by mining, by industrial agriculture, or using pesticides and so on, all just to keep up with our consuming society, that we will have not only enough, but more than enough food. And also there are the natural factors such as climate change or droughts. These are even amplifying the impacts of human factors. So all of this negative land of use has, of course, a consequence. So let's introduce you some facts. So far, 2 billion hectares hectares of land are degraded globally. Do you know how big is 2 billion hectares? I just give you an example now. It's an area twice the size of China. It means yearly the loss of 12 million hectares of productive land, which is equal twice the size of France, yearly. And of course, where is land degradation, there is poverty. So another fact, 1.5 billion people directly depending on degraded land, which 74% are poor. Which options do these people have to supply their basic needs? Yes, sorry.
I'm guessing farming is usually a large employment sector, but it is made very hard due to the land not being fertile anymore.
Yes, you are right. And you want to ask? All right. So if we are continuing this, then 95% of the Earth, most of the surface of the Earth is going to be degraded by 2050. And this would force hundreds of millions of people to migrate, and also it would lead to the collapse of our food system. So it's really, guys, a lot of conflicts, what we don't need. So if we continuing with like this, then we won't have our comfortable life, or we won't have our life at all. Yes. So that's why land degradation is really an issue, what you and me, we have to deal with it. So now let's focus on you, how you can deal with land degradation, how you can make a difference. First of all, I would say that if you want to see changes on the world, then even on environmental issues, you should start the changes on your own life. There are really small steps, small movements. If you change in your own life, it really doesn't take a lot of effort. Small steps such as planting trees, use organic products, buying from local people, and so on and so on. I know, guys, you have heard these things plenty of times, but believe me, if you show a good example, then others may follow you, and after, maybe you will turn into something big. And also, this is very important, talk about it. Talk about with your friends and to your families. And when I say talk about to your families, I don't say like, hey mom, let's talk about the issue of land degradation or land degradation neutrality. It's more about like, hey mom, what if from now on we would buy products from local people, and this would make already a huge difference. This would help the issue of land degradation. And also join campaigns, or create your own initiatives. There are plenty of campaigns. UNCCD has also won the World Day to Combat Desertification in June, but also there are other organizations such as, maybe you know, Plant for the Planet, that children are motivated, are engaged to plant more than 1 trillion trees all over the world. Sorry. And also education, I know you know, but it's very important. There are several study programs such as sustainable agriculture, sustainable land management, or environmental resource management, and so on. Even here in Cologne or in Bonn, there are plenty of opportunity. We will talk about it later. And volunteering at last. There are also several volunteering opportunities where you can support communities affected by land degradation and desertification. And I think that is very important that you experience it. You are there, you see the issue on the spot. So I really encourage you to apply for this kind of opportunities. And this is the point where we, the CBM team, the Capacity Marketplace team, could help you. We have a website, and if you go to our website, UNCCD.int/marketplace, then you will see a huge selection of different vacancies, study programs, volunteering opportunities, even grants related to land degradation and desertification. So thank you very much, guys. I hope that now it's a bit clearer why land is important, and I'm going to give the floor to Jorge, who is going to talk about what we, UNCCD, are doing against land degradation.